Generative AI applications like ChatGPT are clearly on the rise. Two surveys that I saw recently are telling. One was a global survey indicating that roughly 10.7% of those responded, of all companies across the globe, that those employees were using some kind of generative AI application in their job. Another survey was conducted back in January, but this was about of 11,700 individuals, represented by many large organizations like JP Morgan, Google, Meta, large companies. That 43% of those employees who had participated in this survey said that they had used tools like ChatGPT in their jobs. But of that 43%, 68% had indicated that they had not informed their superior of the use of those tools. The question I'm getting from people is, John, how is ChatGPT being evaluated as part of an enterprise risk management program? And I have an answer for that, but let me just share something with you for a minute. Is that the risks associated with something like ChatGPT, I think there's about 5 or 6 that need to be considered, at least at this point. And one is the fact that it produces fabricated or inaccurate answers. These answers sure look and sound real, and they sound factual, but they may not actually be that factual. I did a very recent query in ChatGPT about the Titan submersible, and the answer related to the Titan moon on a distant planet. And because the information that's in ChatGPT is aged, it's as of September 2021, so it's not as recent as you might think it is, given its sophistication. The second is confidentiality and data privacy. So the danger there is a story can be taken from Samsung. Apparently the engineers at Samsung had tried to resolve a problem, and so they shared some proprietary information, code information with ChatGPT to solve this problem. But the problem is once that information is shared, and this was very proprietary coding information, is that it's gone. It's within ChatGPT, and that information may be used to give someone else an answer that contains your proprietary and sensitive information. So there has to be some care around that. The other is this output and discrimination, output bias and discrimination, and that's a danger as well, and that has to be tamed. The fourth is the intellectual property and copyright risks. So the information that your employees, say it's that 43% that was in that survey, are using in their jobs, is that some of that information that they're using may actually be copyright protected. And so therefore you really shouldn't be using that information at all, but you wouldn't know the difference. The fifth thing is the cybersecurity risks, and let's just assume that the bad guys are already trying to figure out how to exploit something as powerful as this in their job to undermine everyone. And then the last is the consumer protection risks, and that there are certain jurisdictions now that require that if you're using tools like ChatGPT with your customers, you need to inform them. So the answer that I'm giving people who are asking about ERM and these programs is that I really basically answer with a question, and that is, if your workforce is using it, do you think your customers are using it? If your customers are using it, do you think your vendors are using it? And if you think your customers and vendors are using it for their businesses, do you think that your competitors are using it? So the shorter answer is, it needs to be evaluated as part of your ERM program. For more information about how you start an enterprise risk management program and apply these concepts, check out ermexchange.com.